That's what H.A. Goodman needs to figure out.
Out of 159.8 million ballots cast, only 28 million wanted Joe Biden. Wow.
I meant to make a splish, a confetti. Let me go grab it. I think I made it. I just have to.
Wow.
I think I just have to put the creamer in.
By the way, here's the deal. Because President Trump refuses to concede and is delaying the transition, we have to fund it ourselves and need your help. This is Joe Biden. Joe Biden is asking people for money for his transition. What? If you're able, chip in to help fund the Biden-Harris transition. What? Why the hell do you need money for that? What? Are you fucking kidding me?
Are you fucking kidding me? I love the way this man talks.
I've never heard of such a thing.
This is worse than a progressive news organization selling their email list to the Democratic National Committee. This is worse than that. Professor Lee. This is crazy. This is nuts. Because President Trump refuses to concede and is delaying the transition, we have to fund it ourselves, and we need money for this? What? They want you to give them money? After they already won an election? What? Wow. Wow, I know that word grifter is overused.
I know we're grifter.
It really is overused.
The word
It
grifter.
just seems to mean
I love that word grifter though. You can't overuse it because everybody's a fucking. Everybody's got a grift rolling.
I think that I don't know what.
Everybody's rolling out a grift.
Tell me what this is.
James,
If
Michael,
that's not what-
Sonkek,
if that's
Megsy,
what
Christopher,
definition-
Michael. What's up, everybody?
What is that? They need money.
Hello,
What?
hello, hello.
The
Oh
Wall
boy,
Street
am I
Journal?
excited! I'm in an excited mood today.
Marcus Vineyard funded couple of corporate dupes
God.
need your money so they can move into the White House.
Is it for the U-Hauls? What exactly is this transition fund going to fund?
Guess who else is grifting off this?
Huh?
Donald Trump.
Oh my God.
Official Election Defense Fund. Official Election Defense Fund.
Official
President Trump
Election
refused
Defense Fund.
to
Oh, I
step up
love
and make
it.
sure we have the resource to protect the integrity of the election.
Whatever.
Please contribute any amount immediately. Guess
What-
who's doing the same thing? Joe Biden. Joe Biden's doing the exact same thing.
Whatever. These guys are such assholes. Hey, Megsy, Christopher, Michael Combs. Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, Massa Fry.
The next 4 years are going to be hell on wheels.
Master
in the
Fry?
United States. There's an eviction crisis coming. They're shutting
Master
businesses
Shake.
down again.
Huh, it's kinda
Guess
interesting.
whose business doesn't have to shut down? Amazon. Isn't that interesting? If I have a restaurant and have 30 people in it, I have to shut it down. But Amazon can have a warehouse with 1,000
Sorry,
people in
like,
it.
even
They
better,
don't
I
have
can
to
watch
shut
2
down.
shows.
Why is that?
Yeah, always come to my show. That way you get 2
I don't have to
podcasts
shut
for the
down
price
my
of 1.
Goods store that employs 20 people.
Hey, Karen.
But Amazon that
going
employs
good.
50,000 people, they don't have to shut down. Why is that?
Let me mute him for a second.
Isn't that weird?
So,
Kind of interesting, isn't it?
Steph and Jimmy sent me a postcard a while back thanking me for the triage oil that I sent Jimmy. And Rogan got a hold of the postcard and ripped it up. And I was so devastated that I texted Steph on Twitter. And I said, hey, could you send me another postcard? I was like, my dog ripped it up. And I just love my postcard. I always have it on my live stream. I'm so proud of it. So today, this is so funny. I go and I check the mail every day and I look for those postcards and they don't arrive and I'm like all sad. So today I grabbed my mail. This is true. I grabbed my mail. I flipped through it. I didn't see the cards. And I go, man, Steph forgot me again. Oh, man. And I just went through just to check and boom, 2 postcards pop out of my mail. They were hidden in there. And I was like, Steph, you gave me 2 postcards? You know, to you guys, it might not seem like much. But when you're a big fan of somebody and they send you a signed, you know, postcard, you know, it really means a lot, man. This means a lot to me. It's like one of my most treasured possessions, actually, and it's just a piece of paper with some ink on it. Isn't that funny?
And what we're doing is creating.
Isn't that
poverty.
weird? Isn't that weird?
So
Isn't that
we're
weird?
creating death. So we're not doing this smart.
She sent me 2 postcards.
Even
The least I could do is pimp them out on the live stream today, right?
I'll have it ready tomorrow, but even the WHO is cautioning against lockdowns. Just so you know, we're going to do a story about it tomorrow.
Cautioning against
lot of
lockdowns?
suicides again. Lots of
Oh, yeah, I'm
a
depressed.
lot of bad things come about.
Yeah, I'm
because of
lonely. I'm
lockdowns.
depressed, man. Ugh.
I'm not saying that we shouldn't
God.
be doing lockdowns. That's not what I'm saying.
It's hard
at
to be
all.
going
I'm
through this
saying
by
that
yourself.
We need to have a real
It
conversation.
really is.
About them.
So let's start top of the hour
I
and
haven't
call
heard
it 4
real
and catch up.
conversation about that.
Cyberstyle, no longer regarding cannabis.
I'm
Cannabis
just saying
is
we need
just
to
for all.
have-
Cheers,
just
everybody.
like when Fauci came out and said masks are bad, you don't need a mask. Remember that? And then it turns out he was lying. So we need to have conversations. Right? Then he said, oh, masks don't help you, but they'll help the other person. And then they said, no, they do help, but they just keep changing the story. So that's why it's important to have a conversation about this stuff. Because even guys like Fauci are known admitted liars. Admitted liars. The guy, the guy who they hold up as the, just like this. Everybody says Joe Biden is this solution to this guy. He's doing the exact.
Hey, Jennifer.
Same thing.
Hey, Slowski. Hey, Doc. What's up, guys?
So get ready. Get ready for 4 more years of shit. Wow. Okay, go to Stef.
Go to Steph.
Jimmy, thank you for that little pick-me-up story.
Hi, Steph.
All right, here are the super chats. Watch it. There I do. Gracias. Hey, Jared, Senna, Jimmy, what are your thoughts on the so-called progressives from the DNC, like AOC and the Squad, joining the movement for the People's Party? Good or bad?
I would love it.
Why does Nick want them?
I would love for them. No, that's exactly what.
Hey, Massive Fry. Massive Fry. Did you just call cannabis pot? Would you not refer to it as pot on my live stream? Would you please just call it cannabis? The only word that you should use on my live stream to refer to cannabis should be the word cannabis. Please consider that. Will you do that, Massive Fry? I'm not trying to muzzle you or mute you. I'm trying to teach people something. And that's how we do it, by calling it cannabis. So let me know if you got a problem with that.
See, you start following orders from the people who do take
Hey,
corporate
Denise.
money, and you end up voting for the largest upward transfer of wealth in human history, and you still get to call yourself a progressive because most of the progressive media sucks. And they're the defenders of politicians instead of the people who are supposed to be holding their feet to the fire for doing horrible things, like voting for Nancy Pelosi as speaker, extending this voting to extend the surveillance state, voting for the Patriot Act, voting for the largest upward transfer of wealth. That's the problem. And why did they do that? Why would they do that? Why
Hey,
would they vote
Denise.
for the largest upward transfer of wealth in
Osgood
human
Rhodes,
history?
hello.
Because they're part of a party that tells them to.
Thanks, Massive Fry. I appreciate that, buddy.
And that's why we got to get
Thank
them
you.
out of that party. So I would love for all of them. Ilhan Omar, Rashid Tlaib, AOC.
Oh, all the progressives to
Anybody-
support the
anybody
Progressive Party?
wants to leave that party. Yeah, it's time. It's been time for a long time. Bernie
I'll
should've
lead
did
it.
A long time ago.
I'll fucking
After
lead
they
it.
cheated
Put me in there. I'll lead that goddamn Progressive Party.
Instead, what
until
they
they
do
figure
is
out my
start
past.
making sure
My
even more
sordid,
people vote
fucked
for
up
the
past.
problem. Without health care still. With a straight face, in the middle of a pandemic, Bernie Sanders wagged his finger at you and told you to vote for a guy who's promising to deny you health care, and as if that makes you a good person. That makes you an idiot. And now Bernie Sanders going to fight his good friend Joe Biden? Is he? Is Bernie Sanders going to fight his good friend Joe Biden now? He's going to really get mad at him? He's such a joke. And that's all people have, and I get it. People get angry when I point out that, this kind of stuff, that the Democratic Party changes progressives don't change the Democratic Party. Bernie Sanders sold you out a long time ago. He doesn't have the balls it takes to do what
Listen
he
to what
needs
he's
do.
saying.
He threw his fucking movement under the people. I get that. I don't want to hear that stuff either. It pains me to say it. People hear me say, they go, fuck you, Jimmy Dore. Fuck you, don't say that stuff. I know it bothers. I want.
Massive Fry. I don't understand what you mean when you say is P illegal. What?
I was a big bird. I clung harder to Bernie than anybody in 2016. The Young Turks stopped following him in fucking February of that year. I stayed with Bernie all the way through the convention. There was no bigger, and I was the defender staunch. But at some point, you gotta face reality. At some point. And so I did. And after, after 2016, I did.
17 people
And,
watching
a lot
the
of
show,
people
guys.
did.
Just so
And
y'all know.
There's still
Not a lot of
that Bernie
viewers.
is just some kind of infantilized old man who doesn't understand how
I know those
politics
YouTube
works.
notifications
That's why
went
he's
out
doing
too.
The things he's doing, instead of a guy who's completely fucking sold out and just trying to cover his own ass and just completely shitting on his legacy in the last few years of his life for fucking nothing.
I'm at
And he's
15 out of
doing
15.
nothing.
It's all 15 out of 15.
Except he won't be spoken.
You guys, I'm getting the
like
big
Russia.
channel back tomorrow, supposedly.
Ralph Nader, a guy Bernie won't even return his fucking
Sometime
phone call.
tomorrow. That's the thing
Bernie
about
won't
you never know
return
what time of
his
day
fucking
it's going to
phone
be.
calls. That tells you. So it's time. No, I get it. I get it. And I know every time I say something
Could be at
honest
midnight tonight.
about the progressive lawmakers that you all voted for, that there's going to be a bunch of people who are going to bad faith attack me because it hurts their feelings, and I get it. But I've been willing to take that kind of guff since I started this fucking show.
You
When I
guys-
voted for Hillary.
You guys,
And then when I
listen to me,
voted for
okay?
Michigan,
Listen close.
people called me
There's 16 people watching right now.
like about their conspiracy.
Okay, there's not a lot of viewers, and nobody is chatting me up at all. All right?
I don't even know how I got that.
I need some interaction, guys. I need you guys to interact with me.
I enjoyed it.
I need you guys to talk,
Why? It's just-
chat, interact, say hello. Like Kevin Vaught just said, no law regarding cannabis. Cheers. Cheers.
That's how I got on.
I guess I'll just keep smoking until you guys start interacting with me. Maybe you guys need to smoke a little bit.
They're all welcome.
Maybe you
Every
guys should
goddamn
smoke
one of them
along
is
with
welcome.
me. Maybe
They're
it'll
all
help.
welcome.
That was from Jared Senna. Ask that question.
Okay.
Nice work, kiddo.
Oh, Mark, I thought we were supposed to do our thing today. So go to Steph. Let me call Mark.
All right, we're doing it right now, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna do this. Here we go. Back to Steph. Watch it, Dore. Thank you so much. Roger the Cabin Boy. Instead of growing the economy, we could instead keep productivity the same and reduce work hours, but not when capital is owned privately. Right, Roger the Cabin Boy? People are working longer hours and no vacation. Except if you're in Congress, then you're going to definitely take a vacation while people are facing the worst crisis of their life. Time to take a break for Thanksgiving. Instead of growing the economy, Roger the Cabin Boy, you got it there. Mark of Day. Hi, Jimmy and Steph. This group deserves a look. AE 9/11 Truth. Default name, Jimmy Dore's audience.
What's on my shirt? A show to help a friend of mine that was in trouble with the police.
Thank you for the donation.
God, was that back in
Back to
2018? Jeez.
So this is fantastic. This Glenn Greenwald dropped this article, I think, today.
Dropped
on
it.
his Substack.
Dropped it. I'm trying to super chat. Give me a
long-forgotten
second.
CIA document from WikiLeaks sheds critical light on today's U.S. politics and wars. The agency knew that their best asset for selling their wars.
What strains do you started?
The
I'm
same
right now. I'm
reason
only
so
working
many in
with
the
with
security
Jack Hare.
state
It's the only thing I have going right now.
To get rid.
Did
of
Trump really
Biden.
concede to Biden? Yeah, he did. He started
forget
the
the
he started the,
context
the
of WikiLeaks,
process
don't
of
we?
the
Oh, we
the
do remember the
transition.
guy who published that.
That's
And for some
conceding.
reason
That's the
everybody
first
gets-
step
I know,
of
I said people get
concession.
excited.
You've got to let the other guy come in, and that's it, man. It's the first
WikiLeaks
step of
revealed a
concession. He's
classified
conceding.
2010 CIA Red Cell Memorandum, named after the secretive unit created by Bush and Cheney CIA Director George Tenet in the wake of the 9/11 attack. There it is. CIA Red Cell. This is it.
12,510
Confidential
people
Special
watching.
Memorandum. Afghanistan.
12,000 people watching Jimmy Dore live right now.
Sustaining West
And yet you choose not to follow him.
The NATO-led mission.
That's 12,000
Why
people that are
counting on
smarter
apathy
than you.
Might not be enough. Do you see this document?
Oh, and I'm one of those
How do
12,000
we
people.
keep these wars going? Counting on apathy might not be enough. That's what that says.
Will you go back really quick?
Yeah.
Because on the very bottom it says
Public apathy enables leaders.
Hey, Ricky Luke Jr., what's up, buddy? I'll smoke with you. Let me pack a new bowl. Give me a sec.
Wow.
The Pentagon has banned all travel.
This is about how to keep. We need a guy to make our allies are losing faith in these wars. That's what they're saying. The fall of the Dutch government over its troop commitment to
I don't know what the
Afghanistan
MORE Act is,
demonstrates
Jerry. You're going to have to
the
tell me what it is,
European
buddy.
support
Tell me what it
for
is.
the NATO-led ISAF mission. Some NATO states, notably France and Germany, have counted on public apathy about Afghanistan to increase their contributions to the mission. But indifference might turn into active hostility if spring and summer fighting results in an upsurge in military or Afghan civilian casualties, and if a Dutch-style debate spills over into other states contributing troops. The Red Cell invited a CIA expert on strategic communication and analysis following public opinion at the State Department's Bureau of Intelligence and Research to consider information approaches that might better link the Afghan mission to the priorities of the French, German, and other Western publics. Public apathy enables leaders to ignore voters. So do you see what this is? This is the CIA and the military-industrial complex trying to figure out how the fuck do we keep everybody on board for war in Afghanistan. And this is what WikiLeaks revealed. That's why they're trying to kill him. Not because of Russia, not because of Hillary Clinton, not because of the Podesta server, but this is what it is. This is why they're trying to kill him. Because he got in the way of the war machine. This document reveals the CIA's discussion of how to manipulate public opinion to ensure it remains at least tolerant, if not supporting the endless war. That's what that did. I'm sure having the media never talk about the Afghanistan war helps. I'm sure that's a big help.
Super chat.
What prompted the memo was the CIA's growing fears that the population of Western Europe was rapidly turning against the war on terror generally, and the war in Afghanistan specifically. Because their media talks about it a little itty-bitty bit. The agency concluded its best and only asset for doing that. For doing what?
Hey, Tyrone. I'm packing a bowl. I'm packing a bowl.
The population
We're playing
of
a little
Western
catch
Europe
up here.
From turning against the war on terror generally and the war in Afghanistan specifically. What was their best way to do that? Its best bet and only asset for doing that was President Obama and his popularity in Western European cities.
No law regarding cannabis. Cannabisism for all cyber style.
Words,
cheers, everybody. It is 7:10.
With the military industrial
It's 7:10, everybody. It's 7:10. Smiles. Everyone smiles.
The problem in 2010 was that there was an increasing awareness in Western Europe of how anathema the war in Afghanistan was to their values. How wasteful were the resources expanded, and how little of any of it had to do with the quality of their own lives. And somebody needed to sweet talk those people back to sleep. In comes sweet talking Barack Hussein Obama.
Cheers, James McGill.
And here's more from that CIA document. In some forecasts, a bloody summer in Afghanistan come to pass. Passive French and German dislike of their troop presence could turn into active and politically potent hostility. People in their own countries might turn against war because it's horrible. And there ain't anything in it for them. So how do we convince them to stay going along with the war? Politicians elsewhere might cite a precedent for listening to voters. Do you see what they're worried about? This is what it says right here. It says domestic politics forces the Dutch to depart. Politicians elsewhere might cite a precedent for listening to vote.
I would have to read the entire act, Jerry, to see if there's any earmarks in it. I mean, I like taking it off Schedule 1. It shouldn't be on any schedule at all. You know?
Politicians in other countries might cite that as a precedent of listening to voters and getting out of that war too. This is the CIA's They're the ones.
I'm not
drawing
looking
this
up that fucking bullshit. I'm not looking it up. I don't give a
They
fuck
put
about
it in
it.
quotes, by the way, listening to the voters. That's
No, hey Jerry, no offense to you, bro. But hey, man, I'm fucking retired, and I don't give a fuck about shit now. Literally, I just don't give a fuck. You know what I worry about, bro? You know what I worry about?
We're free to ignore their wishes and fighting in a war that the citizens of
that right there,
opposed.
and no law regarding cannabis, bro. No law. I don't give a fuck about a law regarding cannabis. There shouldn't be any.
That the simmering dislike for the war in Western Europe would
take it off the goddamn schedule. There's no need for a law. Just remove it. You know?
So here's a little bit more from that CIA document.
Fuck that act. Fuck your laws.
Would be receptive to his direct affirmation of their importance.
They're voting on it next month. Right on. Thanks for telling me.
To direct expressions of disappointment in allies who do not help. So the confidence of the French and German publics in President Obama's ability to handle foreign affairs in general and Afghanistan in particular suggests that they would be receptive to his direct affirmation of their importance. So what they're saying is the French people and the German people trust Barack Obama. So now we can use their trust of him to push for more war. That's what the CIA is realizing. Down here at the bottom. The same poll also
no law
found
regarding
that
cannabis,
when
Ricky Luke
respondents were
Jr.
reminded that the President Obama himself had asked for increased deployments to Afghanistan, their own support for granting this request increased.
Do you guys know how many Jimmy Dore has watching him right now?
And when they did a poll of Europeans and they told them
13,175 viewers.
It was bad. When they said
and he doesn't even smoke cannabis on camera.
Support increased dramatically.
And I got 21. I got 21 viewers.
Document. I'm not making that up. The CIA
13,000, 22 viewers. Me.
Afghan woman could also serve as ideal.
And I'm bringing you the bees. I'm bringing you the bees. I'm bringing you the bong. I'm bringing you the trees. And I'm bringing you the song. I bring it all, man. 22 folks interested in this show. It's like dude. I think what he just said, the government working against you, right? I feel like algorithms are working against me, but really, people just don't want to come and watch the show. That's what it is, and I realize that.
Just months before the CIA,
especially now, it's fucking 5 o'clock, man. 5 p.m. at night.
The Nobel Peace Prize.
Everybody should be here, man. There should be fucking 700 people here. It's not that you aren't getting notified. It's that you don't want to fucking come to the show right now. For whatever the reason is. There's 13,000 people that want, though, to sit and watch Jimmy Dore. But there's only 22 people that want to watch me. I think the problem is me. I think the problem is right here.
Remember when he said that?
I don't think it's y'all. I don't think it's the algorithms. I think it's my shitty fucking show. That's what I think. When he has 13,000 and I have 22, I gotta question that.
Black wealth in the middle class, stopping Bernie again.
You don't get notifications, Walter? Are you subscribed to all 6 of my channels?
Corporate centrism and fear of progress.
Walter, do you listen to what I say when I tell my audience that they need to subscribe to all of my YouTube channels? You go to YouTube, you type in Nays Garden in the search, all of my channels come up. You subscribe to all, click notifications, and click all. Okay? That's how you do it. The notifications always come through, bro. It's not an excuse. You either don't have your notifications turned on or you haven't followed all my channels on YouTube, bro. But we've got ways around this, man. You guys just have to do it. I literally heard 4 notifications tonight out of 6. I literally heard 4.
Khalid Al-Diah.
Right, old timer. Are you following all 6 of my notifying channels when I go live?
That's great. One major reason.
Do you have your notifications for YouTube turned on your phone?
Was this, when he says security, means people in the CIA.
Do you have your ringers on your phone, guys?
Was his unwillingness to prettify.
If you go like this on your phone and you swipe down, do you see it where it says Nays Garden is live? That's the notification. You don't have your notifications on.
Don't say it.
Or you've got them on, but you've got your volume off on your
Paul
phone.
Fury
Or you don't have the
provoked
fucking
in
alarm
2017
on
in
for the
response to a
notifications.
question by Fox News' Bill O'Reilly about Putin's use of violence.
Kamala Harris
against
co-sponsored the
journalists and
More
others.
Act. Oh, then I guarantee you there's some bad shit in there. Yeah, Jerry, I would read that if I were you. Instead of telling me to read it, you should fucking read it, bro. You know? Since you're the one that brought it up.
Putin's a killer. A lot of killers. We got a lot of killers. Why do you think our country's so innocent?
That's the president of the United States, and they hate him for what? Not for when he lies. They hate him for when he tells the truth.
Well, no, we hate him for when he lies too, Jimmy. That's not true. I fucking hate when he lies.
He's also a pathological liar.
Yeah, that's true. I'll agree.
They don't hate you for lying. They hate you for telling the truth.
Cheers.
That's why they hated Trump. So that's a great article by by Glenn Greenwald, Glenn with 2 N's. And it's great to remind people of what WikiLeaks does. They provide a service, lets you know exactly what the war machine is doing, and that's why they want to kill him.
Is
And
Iceman
that's why
here?
the intelligence community did Russiagate for 4 years against this guy. That's why. That's why all those hacks in the FBI got revealed. James Comey got revealed. McCabe got revealed. They're all hacked, partisan enemies of the United States.
You
and the
guys need to go on
Constitution.
your phone and turn your
They're
YouTube notifications
self-appointed
on.
Dictators.
They work.
The exact thing they accused Donald Trump of. Donald Trump is a lot of things. He's not a dictator. A real dictator would have instituted martial law.
Philip
during this
Palazzolo.
coronavirus. He did the exact opposite. He said, "I
Tanner,
don't shit.
cheers.
All the governors, you take care of it."
Right on, Kevin.
And you see how good the governors took care of it. The governor of California is having a
Doc's at
dinner
work.
party with at least 15
He's
people
listening.
sitting around his table indoors, as he tells every other restaurant in his state they have to shut down. Isn't that interesting?
Walter's subbed to 8 channels. Yes,
You
Walter,
apologize
yes.
for that, Jimmy.
I know.
Zach, what's up, buddy?
Governor
Zach
Cuomo
Idris
today.
here, everybody.
Governor Cuomo telling everybody don't have Thanksgiving. He's on a radio show. They go, "Hey, what do you do for Thanksgiving?" He goes, "Well, my mom's coming up. My 2 sisters are bringing her." Blah blah blah. What the? Yes.
You guys share me in large groups on Facebook, please.
All right, let's go to the next story.
Want to come to me?
Yeah, go to
Okay,
Steph.
come to me.
go to
Thank
Steph.
you.
Go to Steph.
Jimmy, this is from Chris Lord. I'm a Trump supporter mainly because he's the first president in 40 years to actually decrease our military footprint overseas.
Oh, my
I
super
wish
chat's
he'd
coming
bring
up.
them all home before he leaves.
My super chat's coming up.
We're on that same page. We are on that same page, Chris.
Fuck Donald Trump.
Thank you for your truthfulness and compassion, even though we may disagree on, I think it's ISIS, ISS. I think that's what you wrote. Chris Lords, thanks for your generosity. Back to JD.
ISS. My super chat's coming up real soon. There's 2 more in front of mine, I think. That was the $100
Still
super
pretty
chat.
sweet.
I love it.
Tim Collins made that for me about fucking 7 years ago.
I remember when it started swinging. I remember it would just come on, and then they got it swinging. I was like, "Whoa!" He's like, "You like that?"
I like how it has this.
I was literally watching them 7 years ago when that thing started swinging. That is so funny. God, I've been watching them a long time.
Yep, that's what it looks like right now, amigo.
Well, get ready for this bullshit story about bullshit fucking Cuomo. What color would you say this is? Purple? I would have to say, when I was a kid, purple was my favorite color. As I grew up, I thought I'd switch to blue, but I'm pretty sure purple's still my favorite color.
Back to purple.
Oh, I gotta show some chest to do the news. Right? Remember David Letterman used to do that? He used to wear a tie, David Letterman, to do a talk show. That's when guys used to wear ties to do talk shows.
Let's send the
do you
super
know the
chat.
origin of the tie?
What is the origin?
I think it had something to do with slavery. I'm not kidding. And they would pull you around by your tie. I'm not. Did I dream that? No one quote me on this. Somebody.
Too late.
Too late. I'm being quoted.
They filmed it. They're
They
going to
filmed it.
release
My
it. Oh,
phone
it's
dings
gonna be
like
more
crazy. Sometimes I do
Yeah,
have
I
my
heard that
volume
Jimmy
down and I
Dore
miss
said
the
something at lunch
notification.
yesterday.
Expungement of nonviolent cannabis criminals.
Click.
Oh, yeah.
I had no
I think I
idea
have
that
heard about
was
that.
important. I really didn't.
They
And
shouldn't
then
be
if they did
in
be
jail
nice
to
to
begin
you.
with.
I thought I would
Yo,
just
Nate,
be
what's
like
up,
a
son,
guy
in
who, like, figured
Albuquerque,
out- 'cause
making
Jake
my way to
Kruger
Arizona.
cracked the code for the YouTube,
Zona,
right? How to do
Zona,
this.
Zona,
And it's really just a
Zona.
formula.
By the
And
time
if
I
you're
get
an
to
alcoholic
Arizona,
on the camera, it
Zona,
still works.
Zona, Zona,
Look at some of
Zona.
the boring fucks.
By the time I get to Arizona,
Look at those talent hacks that actually they implement the fucking template that jank the system and it works for
make
them.
small business administration loans and
Some of the
services
most boring
available to
people in the world
entities that
are
are
doing
cannabis
YouTube
related,
videos.
legitimate.
And
They already
doing it
should be.
and making
right?
a living.
Oh, we're going to
I mean,
let
some
you
of the-
do
and-
business
and
now
I'm wrong about
that
all
you're
the
making us
things
so many billions in
I
tax
got
dollars.
it.
Now
But
we're going
then
to
you gotta go
allow
business
you
papers.
to be licensed
That is
and
the
do
one thing I will say.
business.
You might disagree with my
Jerry,
my
thank you for
thinkings
telling me all this.
and my thoughts is, but they are original. They are original. How do you know, Jimmy? How do you know they're well? Because everyone's saying one thing about Russiagate, I'm saying the other. Everyone's saying one thing about voting for Hillary, I'm saying the other. Everyone's saying one thing about Democrats joining the Democratic Party, I'm saying the other.
Me too.
Everyone's saying one thing about Syria, I'm saying the other.
Me too.
Everybody's saying one thing about Venezuela, I'm saying the other.
Me too.
Everyone's saying
Whatever
one thing
Jimmy
about
says,
Libya,
just
and that's
about.
how you know.
Until he starts talking about
Everyone's
UFOs,
saying one thing
he's
about
got me on
voting for
everything
Trump, I'm
except
saying the
fucking
other.
except
At least I
aliens
have
and outer
original
space. But
thought.
everything else, I'm with him on.
As opposed to most of the other shows.
Oh, that and his
They-
whole
I get
man thing. You know,
reviews
he's got like a little
of
man thing
received
going on.
opinion.
No,
Um,
we don't agree there either.
Andrew Cuomo get nominated for an Emmy.
Oh, congratulations.
Governor Andrew M. Cuomo of New York will receive
Oh,
the International
I've got
Emmy
some
Founders
shots I'd
Award
like
in
to share
recognition
with
of his
you.
leadership
Andrew Cuomo's
during
here
the COVID-19
today to
pandemic
share some
and his
quotes for
masterful use
you.
of TV
Andrew
to
Cuomo.
inform and calm
And some
people
shots.
around the world.
I got some shots.
The Emmy will be presented to
Stu
New York
says terrible
Governor
place.
Cuomo on November
Jerry prohibits
23rd.
the denial of federal public benefits to a person on the basis of certain
He
cannabis-related
calmed
conduct
the
or
world.
convictions. Prohibits the
Boy, I
denial
hope
of
he gets
benefits
his
and protections
Netflix
under
special, too, while we're at it.
immigration laws.
Wow.
So far, so good, Jerry.
How low is the bar to get an Emmy? Hey, are you an elected official who can talk on TV? Yeah? Here's your Emmy.
I say do away with the laws that are putting those
So,
people,
You know what this is, right? This
you know,
is the
denying
Emmy
those people
trying to
benefits.
flip off Donald
Do
Trump.
away with those laws instead of
Doing
making more
something
laws, bro.
horrible.
Right?
Giving people the wrong impression of Andrew Cuomo. Andrew Cuomo is a killer. Andrew
Andrew
Cuomo
Cuomo,
is
I'll
worse
send
than
you to
Trump
the
when it
old
comes
folks'
to
home where you
coronavirus.
can die with
Are
COVID
you
with all
shitting
the
me?
other old people.
Because
Where
he
we
gives
don't
a
care
big press
about you.
conference while
And
he's
I've got that on a
cutting
chart. Look at this
$400
chart right here.
million from the health
It's very
budget
informative.
during
Very
a
informative
pandemic?
chart. It's a very informative chart.
I wonder. So he already got this award, right? What day is today? Today's the 24th. So he already got this award. I wonder what he said in his speech. I'd like to thank my brother Fredo at CNN.
Jerry,
You know, if you put Fredo in the title of a video, they'll demonetize it. That's how.
I might be wrong, but I'm just going to go ahead and say they're not going to fucking pass that act, bro. I could be wrong, but I'm just going to call my bet, my money would be on they're not going to pass it.
Press conference.
You said they're voting on it next week.
Grammy too.
We'll see how it goes.
This is real. You want to know who Andrew Cuomo really is? Andrew Cuomo is no hero. He's to blame for New York's coronavirus catastrophe. And of course, the people in Hollywood are giving him an award. Oh, it's the International Emmy? Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
It's the International Emmy Founders Foundation.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Andrew Cuomo,
Shit.
this is not very
His
interesting.
record was terrible before coronavirus, but his abysmal handling of the crisis should get him thrown out of office. But instead, the TV people are going to give him an award.
An award. Andrew Cuomo is your award.
Andrew
It's on a
Cuomo is
chart.
to blame for New York City's coronavirus catastrophe. And you know what I say? Start spreading that news. Cuomo's record was shameful long before coronavirus began. He enabled the IDC. Who's the IDC? Well, they're Republicans who called themselves independent Democrats. They're a group of conservative Democrat state lawmakers And they allied with Republican minorities to block progressive legislation. And Andrew Cuomo would always side with the conservative Democrats who had joined with Republicans to block progressive legislation.
Andrew Cuomo. Very interesting.
Before the pandemic, he pushed through Medicaid cuts. Before the pandemic, Andrew Cuomo was cutting Medicaid. And it shut down necessary hospital space in the name of efficiency.
I got to tell you guys,
Despite
I am
the warnings of
so
medical professionals. But
not
that's what Andrew Cuomo-
interested in hearing about Andrew Cuomo. I'm going to tell you why. I don't like him. I think he's a fucking asshole. And every time I hear his fucking name, I want to punch him in his fucking face. Nothing, no offense to Jimmy Dore, but I think at this time right now, instead of listening about Andrew Cuomo, I think we should keep him on visual, keep our eyes on him. But in the meantime, what I'm saying we should do is possibly put a little cannabis in this freaking bowl. What? Shut up, you. We're going to put some in here. Look at this. We're going to take a little O and we're going to put a little ooh, A, O. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, so I met, this is kind of funny actually. It's interesting. You guys, I've gotten a lot of compliments on this coffee mug and thank you for all the compliments on it. I love this coffee mug. You know, when I bought it, the person I bought it from said, yeah, that's from so-and-so, and I had no idea who it was, but here's their business card and blah, blah, blah. And I know I had their business card and all this, but I was like, I didn't want to bother them, you know, and call them and say, you know, I love your freaking coffee mug. I figured I'd get the chance eventually. But I was there today when I was purchasing some cobbler at the local stores, and I had a little covfefe. I had the dog with me. I had a muffin. I sampled the cobbler. It was fantastic. I decided to buy one. I got a blackberry cobbler. Psst. Unreal. So I got that. I got ice cream. I got whipped cream. I got it all. Ladies, here I am. I got fucking ice cream, cobbler, and whipped cream. What else do you want? And so I go up to the counter, and the girl who's fairly new, and I think I may have been there. I'm not very observant, but all the girls and they're all very attractive that work up there. And it's fun to go up there and sit there and have a conversation. And I noticed, I was like, oh, she's hiring another pretty girl. I was like, that's cool. Right? That was like a week or two ago. And so I believe that was who it was behind the counter. And she's like, can I help you? And I was like, yeah, we started, I want this and that and blah, blah, blah. And the owner was right there behind me. She was doing something or whatever, and I turned around and I said to the owner, they're still talking about Cuomo over there. I'm so glad we're doing this instead. I think you guys are going to enjoy this little anecdote better than listening about Andrew Cuomo, who is that just stresses me out. I said, hey, that coffee mug I got from you, I get so many compliments on my show from it. And she goes, there she is. And I turned around, and it was the girl behind the counter was the one who made it, and which I had no idea. So I told her how much I loved it, and we had such a nice conversation about it. We talked. I had the dog with me, and he was being such a pain in the ass. Every single person comes in, he has to go up to. I had to, if her and I were talking, I had to just kind of basically stop talking and try to deal with him. And then people kept coming in and ordering, and I'd step aside and let them order. And So we had a really nice conversation, and it turns out that she's my neighbor. You know, that she's literally my freaking neighbor, and I didn't know it, and we'd never met each other before. And it was just really cool, man. You know, had a nice conversation, got a cobbler, and I met the talent behind this coffee mug, and let me tell you, none of you would be disappointed. She's an amazing girl. I learned a lot about her, actually. We had a really nice conversation.
From just sitting on a couch drinking a bottle of gin than you would from watching the news. I'm paraphrasing. I'll get you that fucking quote.
You're gonna get that
I'll
quote?
get you that fucking
Are you
quote.
gonna get the quote? Let me
Super
read a
chat,
couple
super chat,
of
super
the,
chat, super chat,
super
super
chats, amigos.
Amigos? That's us. We're the amigos.
Heath Dillon says Cuomo is the boomer remover.
Cuomo.
Interesting
Andrew
there,
Cuomo.
Heath Dillon. Riley Iyer, JD, when you say Barack Obama took us from 2 to 7, what 7 wars are you talking about? Is it Iraq, Syria, Afghanistan, Libya, Somalia, Yemen, and Niger? If so, where can I read more about them?
Interesting question.
Oh, back to JD.
You'd learn more about the world by lying on the couch and drinking gin out of the bottle than by watching the news.
I don't call it the news. I call it the narrative. I should super chat that.
There you go.
Wesley Clark Sr. He does that prediction of the wars, that there was like the 7 wars, right?
Yeah, he didn't predict anything. He
Shared the memo.
Yes, he was given access to a memo that said that that's what they were going to do.
So Riley wants to know, what are the 7 wars that you're talking about that Barack took us to?
So the 7 wars would be Iraq, Libya, Syria, Afghanistan, Somalia, the Sudan, and Yemen.
And where would you recommend people reading more about it?
I would go over to the Gray Zone.
Mhm.
They do anything. Go over and Google the Gray Zone. Anything. Max Blumenthal, Ben Norton, Aaron Mate, Glenn Greenwald, Matt Taibbi. Or look up who's our favorite Pulitzer Prize winner?
Who's
Chris
our
Hedges?
Chris Hedges.
Who's our favorite Pulitzer Prize winner? I
Robert
couldn't think of
Fisk,
Chris
did I
Hedges'
say him?
name. It's
About
funny. I
us?
love it. We're all losing our minds, man.
Hedges.
Everybody.
Seymour
We're
Hersh.
all losing our minds.
Oh, it's
And
so
you know what?
means
It's
hard to
okay.
find good
I'm okay with
information on
that. I
stuff.
think I'm okay with that. Are you
Go
guys
to
okay with that?
antiwar.com also.
And
That's
we've
a
got
great
an
website for that
excuse,
kind of
man.
stuff.
We've got a reason. There goes my super chat.
What's that worldwide socialist website?
Yes.
That's
Yes,
also good.
yes, that's excellent.
It's also a good resource. So there's some great resources. You know where you don't want to go for news about that stuff? You don't want to go to 9 out of 10. You don't want to go to any establishment news. You don't want to go to MSNBC or CNN or the New York Times or the Washington Post or Fox or any. You don't want to go to any of them. You don't want to go to 9 out of 10 YouTube shows.
Come to my YouTube show.
You would want to go to the things I just told you.
Come to my YouTube show, though.
Okay, here we.
I'm gonna. Kyle Kalinske usually does spot on.
See?
He gets every.
Hear that, guys? Kyle Kalinske.
Propaganda.
Hear that?
That would be another YouTuber I could recommend.
I recommend Kyle Kalinske, too. If you guys don't follow him, what's taking you so long? Go follow Secular Talk on YouTube.
Yeah.
Secular Talk. Secular Talk.
Need to know 23. Keep the SM7B mic. Just get a new stand. Thank you for the rec, amigo.
Amigo.
Barry Morin. Thank you, Barry. Roger Meadows. Emmys for actors. Well deserved, Cuomo. Well deserved. Jeffrey Green. Here's $5 for Jimmy. Be Living Large Foundation. Now for the rest of this message. I would like Stef to read the Epic of Gilgamesh.
Cheers, guys.
To be continued. Need to know 23. LOL. Better high. Earned it. Derek Wright. When is Whitney Webb coming back? Good reminder. We love Whitney. She's a terrific journalist. Terrific. Zabby Noon. Turn up the volume. Thank you. Mark. How's JD's volume? Kay in Maine, 10,000 watching Jimmy Dore. Let's all give $5 to him. That's so sweet. Now we have 13,480, amigo. Sashmiel. That's a beautiful one. Sashmiel. Hold on, Sashmiel. It moved on me, babe. Emmy. Wow, we got a lot more than I got. All right, you tell me when you're ready, amigo. John Roberts. There we go. Sashmiel. If the governor of California is willing to shut your utilities off in the summer, do you think he won't do that to healthcare?
Hey, Dab Stars.
Raymond Rockwood, red fascist, blue fascist, red fascist, again and again and again.
Philip Palazzolo, Little Jack here.
Jonathan Chris,
Vega Man
AOC will
66.
prevail the next 4
Going to put a little
years.
something on it.
Tremont FM. Oh, look, please disregard. Yes, I will disregard it. You got it. My God, thank you. That's hilarious. Another text. Please disregard. I'm disregarding. New York Times is looking for a Russia correspondent. Might be something for Jimmy. Nice there, Trema FM. One Pump Man, really. Please, everyone, when you come to see the stream, you have to like the video, please. Oh, you're sweet, One Pump. Jonathan Crisp.
I think I
AOC has
forgot to
called
hit
Nancy
like.
Pelosi out. When? In 2019, and a month ago, she
There we
said,
go. I forgot to
don't
hit
know
like.
if I'm going to support Nancy Pelosi. She did. So, look, she might be
They
solving
just
the
lost
odds,
1,000
right?
viewers
She
from
might.
reading people's
But
super
ladies and
chats.
gentlemen, she
People
might
are
not
so
be over
rude,
it.
little
Josh
bitches.
Leonard, you know Biden is worse than Trump. Far worse. You don't have to tell me, Joshy. This child's life, this stuff makes me want to go full sovereign citizen. Love you both. JD is woke as F. Cleaning it up. My mom's watching. Knight Rider. Ben, thank you. John Roberts, red, blue, doesn't matter who, for the banks own them and the media too, and they are in cahoots against you. Hashtag Speaker Johnny. Hashtag Speaker Tulsi. Louise Brooks. How are you, mademoiselle? Imagine if we had mass-produced the 5-minute rapid COVID test. Grocery stores, airlines, restaurants, etc. stay open and have some confidence. Staff and patrons are not sick. We are a failed state. Wow, Louise. Stay strong. Control-Alt-Delete. Hey, Jimmy, did you know you can get an Emmy for being a politician now? Is it Yorkis 64? No one who has gone through the Dems or the Thugs selection process is suitable candidate for any progressive party. JD Sundin, I'm from Lansing, Michigan, and last night in a big shopping plaza where Amazon just started keeping their expanded truck fleet, there was a huge line of cars for food while Amazon trucks were coming back. Wow. Yeah, and you know, we've seen those food lines. I think it was just earlier this week we showed you the food lines in Texas. The Progressive Lefty, 4 years ago, as a member of the Labor Council in BC, the leader talked about how great Bernie is and said he's fake. Took 4 years for others to see it. Thank you, Progressive Lefty. Ms. B. About the late 19th century progressive era, the main objective of the progressive movement were addressing problems caused by industrialization, urbanization, immigration, and political corruption. Thank you, Ms. B. About. Nays Garden, what are you up to, Ben? Not one, but 2 postcards. I know, right? I sent 2 postcards. Jimmy signed it because, just in case I wanted to give you backup. I'm currently displaying both cards on my podcast. Love you both. You're welcome, buddy. I was hoping that you would get them before Thanksgiving. Julio Frigero, JD, you are revolutionary, and REV are for growth. It's time for political cabaret. Comedian just tried to interpret the world. What's this? Hold on. Why can't I see this whole thing? That's weird. One moment, and then back to Jade. Okay, JD, you are revolutionary, and revolutions are for growth. It's time for political cabaret. Comedian just tried to interpret the world till now. Semicit? Semicit. Did I read that right? Jimmy, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, back to JD.
Hey, Biden's got his new Secretary of State. You ready? Who is it, Jimmy? Biden chooses.
Cheers, guys.
Anthony
Smoke
Blinken.
along with me,
Hello,
please.
Anthony. It's not
Anthony.
Don't
Anthony,
fall
it's
asleep on me,
Anthony.
guys. Don't run off. I'm
Anthony
having fun.
Blinken.
Got more super chats coming. Come on. I think they're gonna like my super chats.
Ant.
Cheers.
Ant. You got it. Ant. How's that Trans Am? Steve Dahl used to do this character all the time. Anthony. I don't know if it was Anthony. Maybe it was. He always had a Trans Am. They like to do broads on his Trans Am hood. It's very funny. Anyway, here's Biden's new Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, defender of global
Anthony, he's a
alliances
big boy.
as Secretary of State. Whew, here we go. Basically, so if you want to know who this guy is, this is from Ben Norton. Biden's Secretary of State nominee is now official. He's a liberal war hawk, Anthony Blinken. He supported the 2011 war that destroyed Libya and unleashed slave markets. He defended Israel's massacres in Gaza. He started the catastrophic war on Yemen. And he's a neoliberal at a private equity firm.
Philip
basically,
Mashiki
you see
from
this guy,
Humboldt
basically,
County.
the guy-
Tanner
If the world was
VBHC.
a cocktail party, this is the dude
Cheers,
who put
old
his dick
timer
in the punch
420.
bowl for no reason.
Live Rosin
That's who this guy is.
Jartek Dab Star 2.
Want else to know who he is? From Sarah Optima. Who is Anthony Blinken?
Oh, Anthony, he's a big
He
boy.
advocated for the war in Iraq.
he can speak for
He's a
himself.
backer of bombing Libya and Yemen. He's an architect of arming Al Qaeda in Syria. He's a proponent of the CIA coup in Ukraine. He's a champion of NATO expansionism, and he's a hardcore supporter of Israel. Correction, he stuck his cock and balls in the punch bowl, and nobody caught him.
What about his taint? What about his
That's
taint?
who this guy is.
Cock and balls.
Biden's foreign policy picks are from the hawkish national security blob. That is a bad sign. Biden's incoming team helped shape some of the most militaristic policies of the Obama administration. Who could have seen this coming? Everybody at this show did. But, Michael Moore's going to tell you what a choir boy this guy is. What a good Catholic Joe Biden is to pick a guy who wants to go now commit a genocide in Yemen. That's what Michael Moore's going to tell you. Why? Because Michael Moore sometimes is crazy. Like half the time when he talks. On purpose, in front of a camera. Tony Blakeland, Anthony Blinken. And
Anthony,
Michelle
he's a big boy.
Thornberry
Anthony.
joined a high-profile.
Anthony,
Once
he's
you
the
find
big
out
boy.
who she is, joined a high-profile roster of former policymakers for the private equity firm Pine Island Capital Partners.
Yeah, Philip,
incorporated
right?
by
Jimmy's
John
great.
Fain.
Jimmy's great.
In other words, a bunch of shitheads are gathering. It's a gaggle of shitheads. Is there a word for that? John Fain, who's that? John Fain is an investment banker. He tanked Merrill Lynch, sold it off to Bank of America, and paid himself several bonuses along the way. He's a real ethical guy. At the height of the subprime mess, John Fain spent $1.2 million remodeling his office, installing a $35,000 toilet.
What?
This is the kind of shit you would expect Trump appointees to be known for. This is Biden. Biden's bringing in a guy who has a $35,000 golden toilet that he had built when he was at Merrill Lynch in the middle of the subprime mess.
Golden toilet.
That's who Biden is putting in his cabinet. Cartoonly evil characters. Cartoon. Like a fucking cartoon. A $35,000 golden toilet. Well, as long as you're full of shit, I guess you might as well have the world's most expensive depository.
That was kind of funny.
Anthony Blinken, and Flournoy's firm told executives they would share their passion. Are you ready for this? They would share their passion, like David Axelrod. They would share their passion for helping new companies navigate the complex
David
bureaucracy of
Axelrod.
winning Pentagon contracts.
The Obama administration. Or you could be
He
like,
grows up
Wolf Blitzer, it talks like
to have
this.
such a passion. That's your passion?
It's your
My
passion.
What I do for money is I help people get contracts to go murder other people. But what my passion
Quarter of the hour.
is, you know, bad.
Cannabisism, tisms for all. Cheers, everybody. I gotta pack another bowl. I gotta pack a fresh one. I'm gonna pack you a fresh one.
What passion is helping people navigate contracts at the Pentagon.
I'm gonna pack you a
That's your
freshie. Shut up, yo. You're no good.
That's your passion.
No,
Helping people get contracts to go
tell you
murder
about my
other people
passion.
en masse. These are the same people whose
very
parents wouldn't
passionate
allow them
about
to have
Super
pets
Male
when they were
Vitality
children
product.
because they were afraid
possibly
of
the
what they would
highest
do.
quality that you're gonna find anywhere on the
That's who
internet.
these guys. That's who Anthony Blinken is, and Ferrari. Michelle Ferrari. His clients included an airline, a global transportation company, a third company.
I'm
that
gonna go
makes
to some of
drones
that
can instantly scan
New.
interior. Oil companies on that list. Among the clients in the Israel Artificial Intelligence among the clients is the Israel Artificial Intelligence company Windward, with surveillance software that tracks tracks ships. That's not right. With surveillance software that tracks ships in real time. It tracks ships. Not ships. The verb, ships as in the noun. A ship, a vessel. Their surveillance software tracks vessels in real time. 2 former Israeli naval intelligence officers established the company in 2010. The former chief of staff of the Israel Defense Forces serves on its board. Former CIA Director David Petraeus is an investor. What a great company. Dude, so if you point this out, that Biden is putting these maniacs in his cabinet, there will be ridiculous people of blue MAGA who do this. They go, dude, we're still dealing with a president who used the office to enrich himself. Let's try to chill
These
for like
people
5 minutes.
are obnoxious. No, we're not chilling for 5 minutes. We're not chilling at all. Fuck you. How about that?
Yeah, we don't. Let's chill for 5 minutes because it's not like we have a 40-year history of Joe Biden to know exactly what he's going to do. Let's wait and see. I say we wait to act until right after it's too late.
We've already
That's
done
when
that.
I think we should do something.
We've already done that. He's
That's
elected.
Thank you, Matthew.
It's already too late. He's elected. We're fucked.
There's more.
He's not going to change a fucking thing.
Anthony Blinken and Flournoy made a living in between government work. That's what he calls engineering a genocide in Yemen, earning a living.
It's 420 in Newfoundland, guys. What do you think
That's what
about
he
that?
calls earning a living. Advocating for illegal wars in Libya, Syria, a genocide in Yemen. That's called earning a living by that, whoever the fuck that. Oh, because they're responding to the American prospect, Dave Dayen, who this article we're covering, that's where it was, he tweeted it out. So they're responding to Dave Dayen. These are fucking Democrats. That's what you call a Democrat. This is what a Democrat says. The horror, knowing how ethical they are, doubt they'll continue their work while back in government, but maybe we should offer these high-profile jobs to bums off the street. Is that better? Made a living, Sean Olston, correct. Made a living by helping the war machine navigate the contracting process, and before that, selling the Iraq war. How many more trillions do we have to spend bombing brown people before we get health care? The horror is that he helped destroy so many societies. The genocide in Yemen is unforgivable, and so is the Iraq war. This is a guy who writes for Vox. This is a real person employed by Vox to write news things. And this is what he says.
They're like Michael Moore. They're all fucking
Again, we got to do this in
delusional with the fact. They're delirious with the fact that Joe Biden, that Donald Trump is out of office.
So otherwise, I have to.
They're
I have to do it
delirious.
this way. I have to go,
They're so
don't read
happy.
This part, don't read the punchline.
Yay!
Let
They're
me
like
do the
running
setup.
all. It's like they're all running
I have
through
to
a
do the
fucking
setup
big
before the
field of
punchline. This way we're giving
daisies,
people the punchline
and the
before we
sun
give
is
it.
shining, and they're so
That's what this is.
happy.
inferior.
Donald Trump, ding dong,
Okay,
the
well,
witch
I'll
is
do it anyway.
dead.
Here we
Donald
go.
Trump is gone.
Read what. So Dave Dayen tweeted this out. This is what should have started this whole thing. Dave Dayen tweeted this out. Read what Blinken did in between the Obama and Biden administrations, getting rich working for corporate clients at a pop-up strategic consultancy. And so this guy, who's a writer for Vox, retweets that and says, Blinken participated in society, the horror.
Participated in society. No. Fucking douchebag.
Wow.
Right? You can't really. It's like,
Okay.
what are you going to say about
Wow.
it? Wow.
That's what they call participating in society.
Bullshit.
There it is.
Wow.
Oh, he probably went to journalism school.
I'm gonna-
That's what it is. He went to journalism school, and so he.
I don't
He
even know what to
knows.
say to that.
He knows.
I don't even know.
He
what
went to
say.
journalism school. He
There's
knows.
a lot, look, there's a lot of followers to be gotten
He was-
by pushing that stuff.
He was very high up in his class graduation. He was very high up in the numbers.
Not
Very
even
high.
going to engage with the pretense of
Speaking of
reporting
getting
on
very
the
high,
administration.
cheers.
So they're not even. This guy's not even going to tell you who's the Secretary of State. He doesn't want you to know. That guy doesn't want you to know that Joe Biden is filling his cabinet with people directly from the military-industrial complex. Pro-war mongers, people who have the worst records in the world. This guy at Vox doesn't think you should know that. And that's why we have a show. I can't let this get lost. The next United States Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, is a new dad.
That's beautiful.
He's a new dad.
Oh.
It will be inspiring for working parents everywhere to see America's top diplomat in action, as he also helps raise 2 toddlers.
That are going to be dead in a few years from climate change.
I bet you each of his toddler has a gold toilet.
That have absolutely no future on this
Wow.
planet.
Because he has kids.
I got bit by a mosquito. Where's the triage oil?
So
Because somebody has a kid, they're automatically great people.
right, they're virtuous.
That's the theory behind this tweet. What in the fuck?
I can feel the bump right there.
He supports U.S. intervention that kills hundreds of thousands of innocent men and children. And I love this. Well, if you're going to be picky.
With the triage oil right on it. Fucking mosquito bite.
Oh my God, the war criminal has children. So sweet.
I'll scratch a mosquito bite until I rip it
Look
open.
how she
Unless I put that triage oil on, then I'll leave it alone.
Biden's flow of experienced and qualified cabinet picks are like democracy foreplay. I can't wait for the orgasm January 20th. That's
God, people are so stupid.
impossible to parody the mental
Right?
people.
Right? Impossible to
You
parody.
can't parody that.
They're
The
a
Onion can't do
fucking
anything
comic strip
with
of
that.
themselves, these people.
They can't write anything crazier than
They're
that.
fucking
That is ridiculous.
That's real.
they're
That's real.
they're self-parody. They are fucking
I like when Rebecca goes, what's really going on here?
they're fucking ass clowns. What's really going on here? What's really going on here?
God.
No
What's
shit.
really going on here?
I went over it.
You can't say much
Went over
more.
this. How did I miss that? God damn it, that drives me nuts. Anyway, that's that. So go to Stef, we'll take some questions.
Nays
What's
Garden.
really going on here?
Let's go to Nays Garden.
Oh my God! What's really that is? I was listening to NPR. I had to go and get a tire. Can you imagine during a pandemic? I have a flat. That's ridiculous. How did that happen? So I go and I'm listening to NPR, and they're covering the Biden's pick for cabinet. You would never know by any indications of their coverage of this that there were any snafus or problems or questionable past of any of these cabinet nominees. As a matter of fact, how they framed it was that most of his cabinet choices have been in D.C. for some time, so they're familiar with the workings of the government. You mean they've been in government?
They know
for the
how to-
last
they
30
know how to
or
rip
40
everybody
years,
out. They know how
and
to bilk it.
Their influence is the result. This is what we get to enjoy.
They're pro-bilkers. Look at this right here.
Come on, ladies.
Look at
wear
this right
those
here.
Pussy caps. Let's get them on. Let's get them. I think you should make it a tradition, ladies. Every year, get those pussy caps on, especially during the inauguration, and go march for women and children and the most vulnerable among us. That's my thought. Come on.
Come on, she says.
Thanks again, Nays Garden. Thank you, Julio Frigerio. Thank you, Jonathan Crisp. Charles Yadin, for whatever it's worth, for me, $2, I'm with you. Gordon Ostrich, thank you. Lynn Johnson, Noam Chomsky said we had to vote for Biden. Yes, I know. Ooh, because Trump would let the world burn or start a world war. It's a relief to see Joe demanding a Green New Deal and putting peaceniks in his cabinet. Thank you, Lynn. AB, to be fair, masks haven't been researched thoroughly regarding virus spread. Blowing up a guy with a missile from miles away, plenty of money for that. I like your thinking, AB. Back to JD.
Hey, we got a new Secretary of Defense to Joe Biden. This is great. There's a big change from the Trump administration to the new cabinet coming in. Big change. Big change. You know how Trump said he was going to drain the swamp? And he did. He drained the swamp, and then boom, son of a bitch. He found his cabinet right at the bottom of that swamp. Joe Biden's same thing. They never refilled the swamp. He just went to the bottom of the swamp, and he's got, here's this new, Michelle Flournoy could be the first woman to run Pentagon, may bring many more women with her. Oh my God, we're going to have a woman doing imperialistic wars for corporate profit. Isn't that amazing?
Glass ceiling shattered.
Liberal. This is so.
I hope they
What?
let me know Michelle's going to do it with passion.
She's going to do a woman. She's going to bring a lot more
She's gonna
women
do it
into
with
the killing
passion.
machine. Isn't that
She's
fantastic?
gonna do it with
A lot more
passion.
women in the killing machine. Isn't that great?
David Axelrod.
Raytheon's going to now sponsor Girl Scouts.
No,
Isn't this great?
no, Jennifer, but I don't want to jinx it.
It's going to bring more women. I can't. That's awesome. More women are going to be now doing the killing. That's like the Democrats. If the Democratic Party was around in 1860, they'd be touting their first. We have a transgendered slave owner.
I do want to
Isn't
put
that
more
great? That's what
triage
this
oil
is.
on his
We
back.
got a woman doing the most horrible stuff in the world. Isn't that great?
I want to just put a whole bunch on his back.
Well, maybe she isn't, Jimmy. Maybe she's a good person. Maybe the. You know, if you just had a woman, we wouldn't have these wars. Maybe this is smart to have a woman, because you know what they say, you elect a woman, we wouldn't have these wars. Well, Ro Khanna says, Flournoy supported the war in Iraq. She supported the war in Libya. She criticized Obama for not being more warmongering in Syria. And she helped craft the surge in
16
Afghanistan.
people. I'm going to
wanna
grab
support
my
the
guitar and
president's
play
pitch,
some of
but
my
will
favorite
Flournoy
licks.
now commit to a full withdrawal from Afghanistan and a ban on arms sales to the Saudis to end the Yemen war? That's what Ro Khanna says, and all I can say is, I cannot believe how sexist Ro Khanna is. She's not even in office yet, Ro. You're such a sexist.
Yo, Ro.
Can't you just chill for 5 minutes?
That's what the Warren supporters are going to say to you, Ro. They're going to call you a sexist. Get ready. It's coming. By the way, will Flournoy now commit to a full withdrawal from Afghanistan and a ban on arms sales to the Saudis to end the Yemen war? Look, that's not a yes or no question. It's a gray area. The truth is somewhere in between no and piss off. From the American Prospect, how Biden's foreign policy team got rich.
Some of my favorite guitar licks.
Michelle Flournoy had served as Obama's Undersecretary of Defense for Policy from 2009 to 2012. Since leaving office, she spent several years in consulting. And she also wrote a book, How to Be a Woman in the Male-Dominated Field of Warmongering. Since leaving office, she spent several years in consulting. As their senior advisor, Boston Consulting Group's defense contracts grew from $1.6 million to $32 million in 2016. She's doing a good job. Before Flournoy joined, according to public records, Boston Consulting Group had not signed any contracts with the Defense Department. So she's really just a matchmaker. Hey, are you a defense contractor looking for other psychopaths? I got you.
That's one of my favorite licks right there.
Flournoy became CEO of the Center for a New American Security.
I like this one.
That
right
sounds very much like a new American century. Prospect for a new American century. Sounds very. I'll just say, the think tank had an annual budget of about $9 billion. CEO of this think tank had an annual budget of $9 billion. And a defense contractor donated at least $3.8 billion of that. Well, she was
That's another one right there.
That's like so she's full of war because she's funded by him. That's like the tobacco industry funding a think tank. So tobacco industry. She considered an offer to serve as deputy. She considered an offer. This woman that Biden is putting in his cabinet to lead the Pentagon. She's considered an offer to serve as deputy Trump's first Secretary of Defense. Jim Mattis, but ultimately she withdrew from the vetting process and stuck to consulting. That's more of a labor of love, she said. Building bridges between Silicon Valley and the U.S. government is really, really important. So building bridges between Silicon Valley and the U.S. government, that's really important. Digital authoritarianism, it's a labor of love. That's what that sounds like. Tony Blinken and Michelle Flournoy joined a high-profile roster of former policymakers for the private equity firm Pine Island Capital Partners. We just talked about this in the last one. So, Tony Blinken, Michelle Flournoy, they all were from this group called Pine Island Capital Partners, incorporated by this guy John Fay. And this John Fay, he's an investment banker. He tanked Merrill Lynch, sold it off to Bank of America, and paid himself several bonuses along the way. He spent $1.2 million remodeling his office, installing a $35,000 golden toilet during the subprime mess while his bank was going under. That's the guy. He seems like a less than ideal partner for public servants. Another partnership with Google's in-house think tank, Jigsaw. Schmidt features Google founder and billionaire Eric Schmidt's organization has also hired Blinken and Flournoy's firm. Blinken and Flournoy's firm told executives they ensured their appreciation for helping new companies navigate the complex bureaucracy of building technology. So there's your clients. On January 7, 2019, Tony Blinken and Michelle Flournoy chaired the biannual meeting of the liberal organization Foreign Policy for America. Over 50 representatives of the national security groups gathered in a boardroom at the Madison Hotel in Washington. The group worked through agenda items including the war in Yemen. In 2015, Obama had dispatched Tony Blinken to tell Mohammed bin Salman that the U.S. supported Saudi Arabia's right to defend itself. Wow. The group worked, okay. 4 years later, the United States, through its arms sales, was party to an ongoing war. The death toll was over 100,000 in an asymmetric conflict, and defense contractor Raytheon had sold Saudi Arabia more than $3 billion worth of arms. Many former officials joined progressive advocates in urging an end to weapons sales. Flournoy tried to persuade the group that an outright ban on arms sales to Saudi Arabia wouldn't be a good idea. These are the people he's putting in his fucking cabinet. Flournoy previously served on the Pentagon's Defense Policy Board, the President's Intelligence Advisory Board, and the CIA Director's External Advisory Board. Each of these positions gives members access to sensitive information, which in turn provides insights useful to attracting and serving corporate clients. Flournoy joined the board of Booz Allen Hamilton in October 2018, and it has signed 61 contracts with the Defense Department since. And how does Box put it? She's ready for the spotlight. That's Box. Flournoy is expected to become the first woman Secretary of Defense. She's ready, says Alex Dore of Box. But this doesn't need a warning. A warning, government propaganda coming. War propaganda meant to ruin millions of people's lives coming. There's no warning on that on Twitter. Find yourself typing in Box or Carlos Mazza's fucking shit. Give yourself find yourself siding with the Intercept over censoring lengthy blog, you're not on the left. You're an authoritarian. You probably push Russiagate. You're probably wrong about Julian Assange. You're probably wrong about Syria, Libya, Venezuela, every other fucking thing. It's not hard to do the news. It's hard to fuck it up as hard as the corporate news does and half of YouTube. It is fucking amazing. How hard does Alex Ward have to work to write this fucking garbage? She's ready. That's Joe Biden. This is what he voted for. Get ready to have your orgasm on January 20th. And we make lots of people upset when we criticize Democrats. Not gonna stop doing it over here. Democratic Party is the fucking graveyard for progressives. You know who told me that? And I know I'm a sexist and a racist for saying that. But you know who told me that? That when progressives like AOC, Rashid Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, when they joined the Democratic Party, you know what that is? Well, one time I had on Thomas DeLong, socialist council member in Seattle, instrumental in getting the $15 minimum wage passed. And you know who she had to fight to get it passed? The Democrats. I said, why are you in the Democratic Party? Why are you trying to be the Democratic Party? She said, because half the progressives inside the Democratic Party need to agree. And I'm reminding people of that. People don't like it. So when you elect Cory Bush and Jamal Bowman into the Democratic Party, you are electing them into a progressive graveyard. I don't know what the fuck you expect them to do, but they're not doing it. Did you expect AOC and Ilhan Omar and Rashid Tlaib to vote for the largest upward transfer of wealth in the history of the human race when you elected them? So first, vote for Nancy Pelosi as their speaker, even though AOC said she wouldn't. Before she got elected, she did immediately, called her mama bear, did a fucking photo shoot with it with that bear. Immediately got the other two Democratic issues. Immediately. And again, 80% of 90% of YouTube runs around defending that shit. That's why there's no fucking left in America. Because they tricked you. They tricked you. They put a handful of the rest of the Democratic Party, and so now you think there's a chance. There's no fucking chance. You're naive. You're indictments. Democratic Party chases you. You don't chase the Democratic Party. So good luck with that fool's errand of taking over the Democratic Party. Fucking Trump of all chumps. He cheated Bernie in 2016. He got on his knees and sucked a bitch. They did it again to him, and he found the third week. And this time he fucking shit all over his movement. Extracted nothing from the American people. And you guys should go right on fucking this country is turning into Brazil, and people are protecting the fucking people who voted for it. Journalists are protecting the people who voted for the largest upward transfer of wealth in history. And that's why those people suck. It doesn't take smarts to do this. You know what it takes? It takes a little integrity and a little courage. And I got that because I had to make it stand at comedy. And I'm not looking for friends in journalism. Like 99.9% of all the motherfuckers who do this. I have disdain for journalists. They're the shit in the punch bowl. They're the willing pieces of shit. And I can fucking outdo them. Without trying. I can certainly outdo fucking peeps like this guy. It's a joke. This is like a fucking The Onion. You want to know about who she is? Come to the Jimmy Dore show. Go to the American Prospect. Go for a fucking box.
That's kind of fun.
I have to read you. Eugenius Baer and G. Rakowski were very inspired by that story, and they use the term wargasm. And that's what those people are having. A wargasm.
A wargasm.
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 Right?
Wargasm.
Wargasm. And you're going to say, like all these people, all of our friends, all who voted and supported Biden, all the dogs were barking. It was kind of crazy. All these people that are who vote for Biden, are they going to get up in arms and out of control
Welcome back,
when
Maxie.
he gets us into more war and continues to do this?
No. So you watch what Joe Biden's going to come to be coach. You watch what Joe Biden's going to do. You watch him find a way to get into Syria. You watch him find a way to bomb Syria. You watch. Syria, Venezuela. Watch. He's going to find a way.
Fucking piece of shit.
And Trump did not start a new war. Joe Biden will. That's how about that? How about that's my prediction in November of 2020. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will start another war. They will.
It'll be for our safety.
It'll be for our safety.
It'll be for our safety.
Censorship. That's what you just voted
Finish
for.
what
You
Donald
ramped up
Trump
censorship.
started in Iran.
You ramped up more censorship on social media.
Iran is doing
censorship on
nukes.
social
We need to
media,
go
Silicon
attack
Valley
them.
and the government working together, the war machine, working with Silicon Valley to censor people who are anti-war. That's going to happen. That's going to happen way more. It's already happening. It's going to happen way more. They're going to ramp up. Joe Biden's going to ramp up the Cold War with China. He's going to also ramp up deportations, I bet you.
Jimmy, you sound really hard on the Democratic Party, and he's not even in office yet. And I really think you should
Give them a
give it
chance.
at least 5 minutes until you start shitting on
All
Democrats,
we
because
are
we have a hard fight to
saying,
get Joe Biden
give
in office
Democrats
after Trump.
a
Yeah. I know.
chance.
And he's putting in the swamp.
That's all Steph is
Meet
saying.
the new boss, same as the
Let's
old
give
boss.
Democrats a
And
chance.
people don't feel like chumps. People don't feel like chumps.
I'm just relieved it's not Trump. I mean, he was
Right.
awful, Jimmy.
Right
You
on,
saw
Steve.
the awful things that he did.
Russiagate was, I think, worse than anything that Trump did. So if you did Russiagate, I'm going to say you're worse than Trump. How about that? Congratulations, your parents did a shitty job raising you. You fucking McCarthy smearing fucking blockheads. You fucking meathead mouth breathing morons. You willing tools of the fucking intelligence community. You let a fucking pothead comedian outdo you for 5 straight years? Yes! Yes! You, who dedicated your entire fucking life to journalism, became worse than Sean Hannity with the election of Donald Trump. And you allowed Jimmy Dore to become the fucking best journalist in the goddamn country. Congratulations. You know why? Because it ain't fucking hard. You willing tools.
Kofi, can I have my magic image? My magic image gonna come up. There it is. There she comes. Listen, there's a big controversy here at the Jimmy Dore show. I'm all for common sense censorship, and you're gonna hear this term a lot. I feel like I coined it here. But a lot of my friends in the media
Jimmy kills it every show.
are in support of my concept, common sense censorship. So, keep watching these next 4 years, and let's see how it works out. Jimmy and I are not always in lockstep with issues, and this is one that I feel committed to. And so committed, I have a unicorn to show that strength of my belief. Nays Garden, I literally just told my live audience that if they do not follow the Jimmy Dore show, they are currently 12,700 Jimmy Dore viewers who I feel are much more intelligent than they are. Keep punching up. Right on, Nay. To be fair, masks have been researched thoroughly regarding virus spread. Blowing up a guy with a missile from miles away, plenty of money for that. That was AB.
I'm so hard.
David Melkonian, future president of the U.S. Nice positive thinking there, muchacho. Hey, Jimmy, I plan on being president in 2040. I'm unsure of what party I should go for. All right, I'm just going to stop this question right now, and I'm going to say this, amigo. Maybe the party that you want to join is not the same traditional parties. Why do it? Then I heard about your party. I was wondering if you'd be down to discuss it. I don't know how to contact you. David Melkonian, buddy, you got to figure this shit out, sir, because you should check out Movement for the People's Party, amigo. Left-handed, could you get David Dayen on to talk about what Biden could do through executive orders? Left-handed? Dave Dayen's been invited to the show, amigo. Devin Fish, if many world nations are involved in a war together, isn't that a world war? Or is it not considered that because everybody is on a single team? I don't know, Devin. 8 Gordon Gecko 7. Jimmy, are you familiar with James Corbett, creator of the Corbett Report?
12,000 people watching.
On your show, it would be amazing. Love to all of you. Thank you. 8 Gordon Gecko 7. Need to know 23.
Come to me.
Come to me. Come to me.
Yes, I am familiar with James Corbett. I've seen a couple of his videos. I think they're very good. They're very well done. And I think it's important to have, people like to, I've only seen a few of his videos. So the few videos I've seen, he seems, thoughtful. He thinks, and he brings up, of course, he seems to be always sourced. The stuff I've seen. Anyway, I'm not an expert on him, but
Jimmy should interrupt. Jimmy should interrupt the super chats like this more often.
He's got a good video out right now.
It'll keep more
COVID.
people here.
He's got a bunch of good videos about COVID. And again, he's asking questions that nobody else asks. So I think it's important. So yeah, let's look into getting him on the show.
Right on. Add them to the list, Mark. Now, I looked over at the live chat and all day, all long said, censor Stef then, if censorship is cool. No, see, common sense censorship, please, Koki. I need my common sense censorship. See, what I'm trying to explain to you, where are you all day, all long? It's common sense. We don't need to censor me. I'm not controversial. Yes, I'm a Mexicana. But I'm not controversial.
I'm a Mexicana.
All right. Need to know 23.
She's so fucking funny. Yes, I'm a Mexicana.
Jesus, 13,000 watching and a lot of love salty army. You guys should talk. We are the middle supporting the Constitution.
Who's that?
Oh,
That's from Need to Know 23. Love salty army.
see, I wish
Hey, Eugenius Bear.
I wish you guys would do that
Barack
for me.
Obama. Matt Ingwall.
That'd be so cool if you guys would do that for me.
Clinical
Any
trial.
relationship to Bill Enville?
On the
Hey, why don't you have Nays Garden on
clinicaltrials.gov,
your show?
You can see
Spend the
government
$2.
is funding trials on invermectin, HCQ, hydrochloroquine, I guess, budesonide, etc. This is biological disaster capitalism. Gross. Ms. B about CIA Red Cell memorandum exporting terrorism on WikiLeaks. Bronwyn Bastille. The late Robert Perry found evidence in the Reagan Library that the CIA helped Reagan administration to counter what they called Vietnamization. Bronwyn, you're back. Vietnamization meant large anti-war protests in the street, making it harder for the U.S. to prosecute the Cold War and proxy wars. Paul Jenkins, grazie. Bronwyn, you
Pizza and wings,
are
Kevin.
very well researched today. So the CIA said, we've dealt with the stuff like that
With
overseas.
sweet
We
island
could use
sauce.
the same tactic stateside.
Sweet,
Probably
spicy
would work.
island sauce.
Bronwyn. So they started an actual operation where the CIA helped propagandize the American public for the Reagan administration.
She's about to read some more of my
What
super
they
super
called
chats.
Reagan Democratic.
I think
what
two
were they
more
called?
super
Reagan
chats.
Democrats. Is that what it was called, JD? Christopher Dobby. Don't forget Chris Christie caught at the beach, right? He closed the beaches down, but he still was enjoying it. Season. Nays Garden, you just dated me, Jimmy. I've been watching since before the sign started swinging. Before you, and I remember it was a big deal when it happened. Love the
What
history.
When the
When
sign
that was
starts.
swinging, we used to just have a sack,
Oh!
right?
Really?
Just yeah, we just used
People
to have the
remember.
logo.
I'm flattered.
Thank you, Ben.
You're
Nays
welcome.
Garden. Jamie King, I don't agree with you on many things. Censor
He's
this person.
flattered.
See what I was doing there, Jamie? I was
I love that.
Cut his mic.
Deplatform people that I don't like.
I don't agree with you on many things, Jimmy, but you talk the truth, and I love listening to your show, even though I'm not a progressive. Maybe you are, Jamie. Maybe you are, amigo. Just in time, Jimmy, my wife wants you to remember that your cheap clothes are made by exploited workers. Just in time. No, what he was saying was he's buying clothing that's on sale. Why would you spend top dollar, like, I don't know, at a retail store for socks and underwear when you could go to a discount store? I think that's what Jimmy was talking about. Yeah, and that whole idea of exploited labor force, that's painful. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a moment where I'm going to take a bit of time.
Right, Megsy?
You know, not only do I have common sense censorship, but I have some common sense ideas to help you get through this crisis that we're all experiencing right now. Things have changed, haven't they? And I just want to give you a little bit of just food for thought.
Okay.
Sometimes you have to hit rock bottom before you realize that's where your bar belongs. Okay? Think about it. I'll come back to that later. All right. The real Ben Boonga. Cuomo calmed the world using TV. Calmed us into early graves. Bam. I mean, that is so hilarious that anybody can say that Cuomo calmed the world. As if his great oratory skills, like, were inspired. You know who's really upset about this, Emmy? You know, if anybody's more upset about it, has to be Gavin Newsom from California. I mean, he has such a beautiful head of hair, right? Eugenius Bear, Emmys are selling cheap on eBay.
Emmys.
Pete Walker, Cuomo's brother Fredo, must be pissed that he got an Emmy before him. Tiberius Monk 84, thank you, Jimmy, Stef, and the Jimmy Dore crew for keeping us sane and giving us hope. You've changed my
Thanks,
life for the
Magsy.
better and I have eternal gratitude. Hashtag love the Jimmy Dore Show. Wow, Tiberius. That's something. Dan O'Hara, run on, Dan. Wait for it. Wayne Wellen. Maplight.org is now fighting for social media censorship. You know how I feel about it. Look into the email they sent today. They fight for good things, but now it's time to think about our donations. Oh my God. Social media censorship. Before we we do social media censorship, what I think is we should break up Facebook. Huh? What do you think about them apples? Girly Gamer 86, I'm a COVID tracer. Airports are becoming super spreaders. Expect huge COVID spikes the beginning of December.
Sure.
Really?
Yeah, sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Grizzy78, major respect for you being honest and speaking from the heart. We might not agree on everything, but Jimmy keeps my left side based. Greetings from Holland. Thank you, Grizzy. The real Bambunga. Governor Emmy is going to be 48 weeks long. 48 weeks in a memoriam for all the senior citizens he murdered. Roger. Cuomo cut $2.5 billion from New York State's Medicaid fund, not $400 million.
Cheers, no law regarding cannabis, Megsy.
Correction. Roger has research that says it's $2.5 billion he cut from the Medicaid fund, not $400 million. Was that so all of his time in office? Okay. Wow. I mean, all the cuts that New York did to their healthcare system. Alex Lubbock, petition to get Jimmy a Grammy. Thanks for the truth, Jimmy Dore. Love ya and staff. Thank you. Eugenia Bear, Cuomo craps Constitution, wipes with Bill of Rights. I see what you did there. You used our great documents to show how we should on. Justin Rosniak, great to see Cuomo's being acknowledged for ordering patients from coronavirus into nursing homes, then sat back and watched the body bags. I wonder what he'll say in his acceptance speech to the Emmys.
No shit.
David, cheers from Portugal. The canned sardines place. Oh my God, those sardines are amazing. Carl Hopkinson, thanks for your respect for truth. Eric Cabrera, defund Fredo, defund the CIA. Vashon Dogboy. Jimmy, there are thousands stuck at home. You're important to society like a 2020 Will Rogers question. Are you a baseball of sport fan at all? White Sox? Oh, when he comes back, I should have him tell you why he supported which team in his neighborhood when he was growing up in Chicago. Okay, so I will ask him that one, Vashon. Gnick Triple O. Cuomo wins Emmy. Institutions admitting politics are legit theater. That's fantastic. R.H. Moore Jr. Jimmy, I wish you would stop using the slur Fredo. It's an affront to my relatives that immigrated to the U.S. It really issues me off. I don't know if you're serious. I think you're going to be funny. I think you have to be funny. Hey, JD, I don't call it the news. I call it the narrative. Oh, Nays Garden. Grace Lynn, so YouTube lets the Jimmy Dore cover COVID news. Is that because your position is just like the
I would call it the news. I call it the narrative.
You've built a career challenging every other
She
establishment.
went right over it so fast. I didn't even hear it.
Love you.
There's one more, though. I think I left another super chat.
Maybe because he has an underlying health issue, and I think, to each his own on this one. I'm going to wear my mask. I walk around our neighborhood when I walk our dog, and there are people that don't wear their masks, and when they don't wear their mask, you know what I do? I cross the street.
10,000 people.
So, Grace, I hear you. And maybe one day there'll be the big unveiling that this was just a way to take away all our civil liberties and to divide the country greater through poverty. Hey, let's do a happy thought, shall we? All right, everybody, let's go back to, my girlfriend Karen, she told me that I should be a motivational speaker or a life coach. And so here's another helpful thought. Did you show kindness today to someone? Did it feel good? Did it? Huh? Because maybe it's because you're so fucking needy, right? I know that took a turn, didn't it? But why don't you go hold a door open for somebody for at least 30 seconds and then maybe see your level of compassion? Look, I'm trying to work on these things that will motivate you. Oh, no, I think I should end it this way. Why don't you hold a door open for 30 seconds and see what kind of hero you are? Something like that. But listen, everybody, I think what you really need to do, I had a friend that did a test holding the door open for people to see how many people said thank you. And he got upset. He got upset because people didn't say thank you. That's funny to me. You're going to go do something that's really
Graham
nice,
Elwood.
and then you want to see who thanks you. That's funny. I love that. Jimmy, before the government replaces you with a cyborg clone that supports the oligarchy, I want to say thank you from an Iraq vet. Peace and love for all. Thank you, Micah. As long as we have copies of the New York Times, we'll never run out of toilet paper. That's the real Bambunga. Robert Buoni. Thank you, Robert. I would either join the Republicans or the Peoples. I feel like I can trust Jimmy. That's why I'm trying to contact him. I live in California. Maybe we can work together to make a difference. Can you ask JD? David Melconian, you are back for more. If you want to contact Jimmy, you got to get in line, amigo. And you have to go to, no, Adobe Flash, you are not starting right now. It just caught me. It just took me off. Okay. So you got to go to info@jimmydorecomedy.com, right in the subject line, David Melconian running for office, California, right? And then I'll read your email. But you can see that just really, David, Jimmy's plate is full right now. And I think before he collaborates with you, you've got to get on it. You've got to figure out your platform. You've got to figure out your policies. You've got to figure out your website. You've got to contact Nick Brana and the Movement for the People's Party. That's where you should start, amigo. You should get your campaign, your policies in order, and if they are in lockstep with the mission of this show, then I'm sure we will celebrate your candidacy. Robert Buoni, the real Bambunga. No Name McGee, DC has proven to be monsters. The states can call a constitutional convention and take our power and money back, and they can do nothing if 3/4 states agree. No Name McGee. Derek, disillusioned with both parties after these past 4 years. Not a progressive, but you have my respect and support. Keep truth-telling, Stef and Jimmy. We do the best we can, amigo Detrick. Buy Bitcoin, buy Vcane, escape wage slavery. That's from James Miller. Keep it up, Jimmy. Vicente Carrion, thank you. I despise Trump, but what if he pardoned Assange? The fallout would be incredible. Jessica Rar? I think, somebody mentioned, if Jimmy gets another chance to go return onto Tucker Carlson, it would be great if he could also, highlight that. It would be amazing. And it would scare Intel community. It would be, wow, epic. You are right, Jessica. Jimmy and Stef, love the show from Australia. I give you 3 months before you acknowledge that Trump was your wet dream. Martin Spadaro. Have Caleb Mopone on. He's great anti-imperialist journalist who works for RT. Captain Waffles. Great rec. I know, again, Caleb is fantastic. I've enjoyed his work. Snow White. Thank you. I still share your disappointment in Colbert, but I think the cure might be Sunday mornings on MSNBC. It's Jimmy Dore and Hillary supporter going back to brunch. Infernal critic structure. Allow me to add to wargasm. Wokegasm. Right? Hysteric raider. Thank you. New term. Wargasm. Isn't it, Louise? You got it. Ash Shakar of Novara Media asked Naomi Klein what leverage the left has now that they voted for Biden. She couldn't answer. Yeah. Why couldn't she? Why couldn't she come up with something? She's so smart. Carry on. Very important about Julian Assange. Nico Laus, you are correct. Jimmy, how do you stay optimistic among all this bad news? He doesn't, sir. He doesn't. He doesn't, Circa Vulcan. He doesn't. It's, I've asked his executive producer to do some pick-me-up stories, happy pick-me-up, and I think the Cuomo one was kind of a happy pick-me-up kind of story.
Bullshit.
But all those other stories, about the CIA memo, that was depressing. About Biden's cabinet, that's depressing. About Barack Obama, that's depressing. It's just this constant war. She sounds like Chevy Chase in the deal of the century. The real Bambunga. Make pizza hats great again. El Dorado Uno. Keep speaking truth to power, Wolf God. We sure will. Any chance you will dress Brownie up as Baby Yoda? It's my self-care, LOL. Nobody's sleeping, so let me do this. Let me show him. And then he's back to sleep. Slow. I call those his shark ears. That's so cute. I love them. No surprise, Biden's cabinet members have children. They're against pulling out. Oh, that Michael Travis. No surprise, Biden cabinet members have children. They are against pulling out. Hilarious. El Dorado Uno message retracted. Sober good. Thank you. Love Jimmy El Dore. You got it, Trevor. Blinken is new dad. Oh God, his coke works. That's from the real Bambunga. Zavi Noon wants to know, there's toddlers all around the world dying due to the U.S. military. Why does that seem not to matter? My therapist is getting an email tonight. Angry. I love that you email your therapist. I don't think Randy Singer understands either democracy or orgasms. Oh, God, I love that, Bronwyn. You're on fire today. Let's give Biden a chance, for fuck's sake. /sarcasm. That was from Kate. Hello, Kate. Jimmy, I don't know if I trust Google accurately report numbers of subscribers and views or Twitter to accurately report numbers of followers. Agreed. So, you know that film that was on Netflix, the social media film, right? And there was the guy, one of the lead spokespeople who was talking about all this technology. I saw him in a video on PBS, and he was highlighting how in videos, when you watch them, and you see how many people like them, and you see all the thumbs up, when they were testing, using a test group of people, when they would show those videos, and if they had a great amount of support, those people were more likely to support that video, which means they would support that idea, that concept, right? And so, yes, I think you also have to have healthy skepticism about the numbers. AD, what kind of a-hole gets named Anthony Blinken and doesn't go by A. Blinken? That's from AD. Zavi, hearing Anthony's record, I feel bad for my therapist. I'm going to be rough. It's going to be a rough 4 years. I don't have to know people in Iraq to care about their life. InvestGeek.crypto. Blockchain tech allows truly free, open, and incorruptible elections, possibly even allows a path towards firing the Congress. Mike Gravel is like the only person I know promoting it. I wish more people would. Jimmy's thoughts? You know what? Did Mike talk about that on Katie Halper's show last week? I have to catch that. Big supporter of Mike Gravel. I love, he has such heart and such earnest and the right perspective for our country, I feel. Thank you, Investigate. Jacob Simpson, Global Alliance is just the first world treating the developing world as a piggy bank. May El Ali, thank you, May El Ali. Necktie originated from Croatian mercenaries who fought in the 17th century, 30 Years' War, and spread it to the French fashion. Croatian, watching you from Chicago. Oh my God. Mirna Marinik, thank you so much. Thank you, Stef and Jimmy. And now, you can't deny you've been paid by a Russian, Serge Lubomudrov. Thank you, Serge. Leaf Turner, message retracted. What happened? Michelle Castelli, thank you. Little Star, as with many others, I press like only when I see Brownie. Howdy from Australia. Super stuff. Woo, Brownie. Alrighty. Let's look at it. Technically, for acting as a governor, he does deserve an Emmy. For reality TV governor, for actual governing, he deserves to go to jail. You nailed it, JT. Why doesn't any report that approximate number of active COVID cases per state, country, county, or region? They only ever tell us the total. Thank you, Mike. Interview Pepe Escobar. That's from Rafael Cristaldo. How could you forget about the management of savagery by Max Blumenthal? Of course. Justin Houston, it's right over there. A certain other host acts like a cheated on ex-girlfriend when it comes to Jimmy. It's so pathetic. Hat Shepsut She King. Thanks to you, Jimmy. I'm a recovering partisan. That's from Catherine. Good set, Wayne. Grace Lynn. So YouTube lets the Jimmy Dore cover COVID. Oh, okay, gotcha. I read that one, Grace. Hold on. Let's go back to this. AD, it seems very on brand for Trump to run a platform of denying wargasms. Eugenius Bear, 6 feet apart is needed distance to check for weapons. Bohunk Deluxe, thank you, Bohunk. Understood. Thanks for all the advice. I'll try my best to do what's right for the people, the country, and our species. David Lilconian, future president of the United States. I love it, David. Please interview libertarians Spike Cohen, Justin Amish, anti-war, anti-corporate favoritism, anti-drug war, and much more. Hashtag end the oligarchy. And that's from Newtish Lindsley. Steph, your good thoughts had me belly laughing. It's fabulously funny. I wasn't sure if you knew you were hysterical. Thank you. Kenneth? Love the channel, Jimmy. Thank you for your videos. That's from Canadian Kirsten. Not to be confused with Mexico's Kirsten. I will go live after Jimmy and discuss the rainbow flag on Biden's drones. Graham, will you? Will you, Grammy? Mr. Perfect is perfect. Got called an incel for linking JD's videos. Do they know what an incel is? What would JD say to Kyle at Secular Talk, who still defends AOC? Give him time. Give him time. Jimmy, before the government replaces you with a cyber clone to support the oligarchy, I want to say
Give
thank
him
you
time.
for my rap thing.
In other
Peace
words,
and love for all. That's from Micah, going back down to the bottom.
in other words, no pushback.
Orgasm.
No pushback for your friends. He gets a pass. Lame. Lame. We can't be real with each other. How the fuck can we be real with ourselves, man? You know? That pisses me off. You guys know what I'm saying? All right, you guys. I hope you caught on to that. I love y'all. Thanks so much for watching. Megsy and Stooks, thank you for participating and chatting. I appreciate this chat so much, guys. I would have waited around till 7:10, but there seems to be a big lack of interest in this live stream right now. So I'm going to go live my life, you know, because I got a life too. And if you guys want me to spend more time here doing this, you'll share it and you'll get more people here for me. That's the way you do it. You share it, you get more people. When you see there's only 18 people watching, you got to share it and get more people here. And then I'll stay, you know. So 2 hours, almost a 2-hour show right here, guys. Hour and 52 minutes. Hope you guys appreciated it and enjoyed it. Megsy and Stooks, once again, thank you guys. All right, go check out my friend Ron Placone, please. RonPlacone.com, LucyandRon.com. Ron Placone is also on YouTube. Get your news on with Ron almost every day. Ron Placone on YouTube, and send him an email. I mean, a super chat. A tweet at Twitter. It's Ron Placone at Twitter. At Ron Placone on Twitter. And he'll read your news article links out on the live stream. He's a great guy. Go check him out, guys. All right. Bye, y'all. I'll see you all tomorrow, I guess.